AFTV. Mo, good to see you in the flesh, man. Of course, you were down there today for the protest, which I have to say was huge.
It was huge, and you know, I really want to start on that because I feel like often I think with Arsenal fans, we've struggled. We really do struggle to come together and do something. And for many, many years, we should have done something. We needed to have done something, and we do struggle to do it. And I don't think we're very well organised. I've seen various other clubs. Even I remember, I think it was Coventry fans. They had a cut tie at Arsenal, and they all just held their phone torches up, you know, during the game. It's nothing big, but it just shows that you're together. It shows the board, shows the club that actually we can mobilise together. Arsenal have always failed to do that. And now it's taken something massive to make us do it. But what I feel really proud about is that in the space of about 48 hours, Arsenal fans have come down today, thousands of us, probably like to my reckoning, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 people, you know, something like that. And thousands of us come down at about 48 hours notice. And we don't have the luxury of going to the stadium after the protest. This isn't like a convenience-led protest where it's a case of, oh, because there's a match day, let's go and do this. This is you coming down for this purpose and this purpose alone on really short notice. And look at the effort that the fans have taken in terms of, you know, writing on whatever the hell they can write, coming up with stuff, bringing real energy, bringing flares, bringing signs, bringing banners. Big respect to all Arsenal fans today. And you might be watching this, and we'll get on to AFTV. You might be watching this as someone who likes AFTV. You might be watching this as someone who doesn't like AFTV. But the overall feeling today was it's not about that. It's not about anything else. It's not about Arteta. It's not about anything other than Kroenke out. And that's the message today, and I'm proud of what the fans do.
Do you think that message will have an impact? You know, do you think today will have an impact?
No.
Because, you don't?
No, I don't, Robbie, because the thing is, they know. I mean, listen, the team actually arrived early to the stadium today because they wanted to avoid all of that. So clearly it was already in their minds. They knew what was going to come. And after the global reaction of fans to the ESL, I'm talking about it like it's a thing, the European Super League, I don't think this would have caught them by surprise. They would have been expecting this. But what I would say is that you can't do this as a one-off. How long has Kroenke been in charge in this club? And how many times have we mobilised like this? It's nowhere near enough. What we need to do, what I would love to see, is this should now be celebrated as an anniversary. This should be the Kroenke out day. The last home game that Arsenal play in April should be a Kroenke out protest. If this is a one-off and we lose this energy, we lose this sort of fire that the fans have got in the fan base right now against Kroenke, then it's just a one-off, and you know they'll go away. What do you think they'll be saying when Stan and Josh talk to each other? What do you think they'll be saying? Oh, that's all right, son. We'll ride it out. Yeah, you know, we'll go back to normal. That's up to us. Are Arsenal fans going to go back to normal?
Let me ask you another question. What could they do to turn it around for you?
The Kroenkes.
The Kroenkes. What could they do that would make you say, all right? If they said, right, you know what, we're going to do this. What could they do where you'd say, yeah, all right, I'm going to give you a chance?
Obviously sell, but, you know, aside from
but
that,
if they didn't sell, if they said, we're not going to sell...
Honestly, this is how far gone I am with the Kroenkes. The only thing that they could do, I don't care if they put 500 million in, I do not want them to retain that power over the club. Give the fans 51%, then. That's it. That's the only thing.
Agree with that. Agree with that.
That's the only thing. And this is important. You know, Josh and Stan need to realise this. There is no coming back. No coming back as things stand. The only way you give us the power that you currently have, then we can talk.
All right. What about Arteta?
Listen,
you know, we're talking about Kroenke out. This is 7 home games now this season that he's lost. How does he remain in a job if he don't win the Europa League?
Yeah, for me, it's an absolute just embarrassment that Arsenal have been in this second-tier competition, the Europa League, for so long now and haven't won it. It's a joke to me. Winning it, for me, is just an absolute must. And if we don't win it, for me, I don't think that we're missing out on a lot if we get rid of Arteta and try someone new. Because I've said this before, I think another manager can come in and get more out of the team. Look at Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea. He's proved that instantly, that he's got more out of the team. And
He's got better players, hasn't he?
No, but he had the same players that Frank Lampard has. So that's a moot point. I'm not talking about Arsenal versus Chelsea. I'm talking about Chelsea under Lampard versus Chelsea under Tuchel. And he's getting more than Lampard did. So that's what I'm saying. Flick of a switch, another man comes in, gets more out of the team. Arteta is performing so below par that I think another man can come in and do better instantly. So I don't think there's a huge opportunity cost. There might be certain managers, let's say, for example, I don't know, Jurgen Klopp, you know, in his first couple of seasons at Liverpool, didn't really go to plan or whatever, but you thought to yourself, there's something special, and the opportunity cost of getting rid of Jurgen Klopp is potentially huge, and so it has proved. I don't think that with Arteta. I do think Arteta can be a good manager. I've said this before. I don't hate the guy. I want him to succeed. But for me, it's about the opportunity cost. If we get rid of him, are we missing out on something huge? I don't think so.
So Europa League or bust?
Or bust.
Europa League or bust. Are you confident going into that Thursday night?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not confident. You know, it's going to be really, really painful, Robbie, because if we don't win it, either we lose to Emery, our previous manager, which would be a bit of a kick in the teeth because, you know, it will bring really into focus the fact that we got rid of the guy who's now ruined our season, or we're going to lose to United because I think they'll get past Roma. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that now. Yeah, you know, oh my God. Well, Mo, listen, it's great to see you here, mate. Great for you to be actually in, and we're not on some dodgy stream or something.
Yeah.
And,
we're not gonna talk about Ray Parlour.
If you want,
I think we should, Robbie.
Go on in.
Robbie, listen, what I'd say to you, man to man, face to face, you were horribly manipulated today. And I really think you need to get really wise to what TalkSport are about, and you need to stop frequenting that platform. Because, Robbie, I think
you're right.
At one point in time, any up-and-coming YouTuber or someone that wants to make a name for themselves, they'd get giddy. They'd be like, oh, TalkSport coming. Oh, great, yeah, I have to go on. It'll be good for my profile. Yeah. Robbie, you were bigger than TalkSport.
Do you know the thing is, let me just say, right, why I went on this morning, because I've been asked to go on that show a couple of times recently and I haven't gone on, right? Why I went on was because of the protests. I was asked to come on the night before. Robbie, would you like to come on to speak about the protests? And for me, that's what I went on to speak. I'm like, this is a big, for me, this protest thing is big for me. I'm really passionate about it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. And I remember I woke up this morning, right? Because it was 7:30 I was on. I woke up, you know, this week has been such a long week with covering the protest stuff. And I got home late the previous night. And I woke up on Friday morning, I was like, oh, bloody hell. Why did I agree to this, man? I'm knackered. Yeah. But then I said, no, you know, I mean, fair enough. It was for an important matter. And I was genuinely, I've been on there a couple other times and, you know, the Simon Jordan thing. I knew what was coming. I knew what I was going on to discuss. But I was going on to talk about the protests. So I have to be honest with you, I felt really taken aback. And I agree with what you're saying. There's no point now in going on. You know, there's no point in going on for people to try and disrespect you about 100%. Your platform.
Robbie,
if they listen, they can, you know, Ray Parlour can feel that about the platform, and he's entitled to his opinion, and fair enough. But I was just like, what made me really angry is that this is not the time for childish.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk for me. I feel that the matter of Stan Kroenke and what he's done to the club, and all those other owners this week, where they have dragged the name of Arsenal through the mud, to be comparing that to fans coming on this platform and having their opinion, whether you agree with them or not, I thought was childish.
Yeah, and it was
ridiculous.
Robbie, it was a hatchet job as well. And what I feel really aggrieved about is that if you invited someone onto this platform and you knew you were going to have a tough conversation with them, I know you as a person, they would know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling them what's coming.
You would give them the opportunity to prepare, and you would let them know. What they did to you today, it shows to me that they don't value you, they don't like you, they're using you. And if that wasn't abundantly clear already, the fact that they sliced that particular clip up, which contradicted the point that they were actually making in the clip, such as the stupidity of what they did today, shows they got you on to use you, to generate activity and hits for themselves. And not only that, I was thinking to myself afterwards that when they finish that and Ray Parlour's walking through TalkSport, you know, the offices, what do you think's happening there? He's getting big pats on the back. You've done brilliantly today, Ray. Perfect. Arsenal, they'll be trending today. They'll be all over Twitter. You've put us right in there. Cat amongst the pigeons. Brilliant. Look how much traffic TalkSport will have. And unfortunately, I think it was very, very calculated. And you were a sacrificial lamb to them. That, screw him. We don't like him. We don't value him.
And I'll tell you the thing that angered me about it, and I was angry, right? The thing that angered me about it is it detracted away from what the real thing was
Yeah.
today, which was the protest.
Yeah. And-
Whether you agree or disagree, that's what the focus should have been on. So,
And you look at how Ian Wright has stood up for this cause, yeah, and how brilliantly he has championed it as someone who's got ties with Arsenal, big ties with Arsenal. And then you look at Ray Parlour and how he's done it. And listen, I love Ray Parlour. In spite of this, I love Ray Parlour because
On the pitch, great player.
Look what he's done for us, on the pitch, and that's the most important thing to me. So I love Ray Parlour, and I actually think, you know what, he'll probably come to his senses and he'll probably apologise. I won't be surprised if he does. But,
I would know your breath
but
for that.
Ray Parlour has got it so wrong today. He's completely missed the mood of the fans, and he's actually missed an opportunity to really join in with the fans and feel what we're feeling and to score those cheap shots. And do you know what I'll say to Ray Parlour is that when he finds out that people make money at funerals, he's going to go flipping mental. Do you know what I mean? When he finds out that big pharmaceutical companies sell medicines to ill people, he's going to go mental. I'm afraid this is what I don't understand about people, Robbie, and this is one point I want to make standing here with you now. All over the world, there are industries, there are companies where you make money, unfortunately, out of misfortune for other people. That's how the world works. It's whether you are so obsessed, so bloody obsessed about money that you cannot fathom that anything is more important than money. Well, let me explain something to people right now. If someone said to me, Mo, if you pay 10 grand out of your own money, Arsenal will win every single game they'll play this season, I would say yes. Because Arsenal's more important to me than a bit of money. You would do the same thing. And surely Ray Parlour, can't he imagine that he would do the same thing? So why is it that all of a sudden they can't fathom that there's nothing more important to you than money? I don't understand it. There's people who run funeral services. They don't want everyone to die to make money. Like, there's more important things than money. And when people put that argument to you, I personally think it says a hell of a lot more about you making that argument than it does about you, Robbie, who's running a business that actually has really, really blossomed and you deserve a bit of credit for, rather than being disrespected like that. So listen, Ray Parlour, I think he got it completely wrong. He's tied himself up in knots in terms of the absolute lack of logic, as I've tried to point out, in terms of, looking for hits by accusing you of looking for hits, and they've tied themselves up in knots. So brush it off. I'm sure you don't care, but really, really disappointed to see a club, a legend, an invincible, off the back of a momentous fans forum and ahead of such a huge protest, go down that line of stupid criticism.